long as I can remember, going back as far as 3rd or 4th grade, maybe even earlier, I've always enjoyed and have done well with writing in English. When it was time to whip out the notebook for writing time, I was always one of the kids who was secretly excited. My MCAS tests damn near didn't even fit in the booklet during the story questions in the English exam. This was a trend that followed me all throughout public school and into my adult life. 3.5 years ago, I decided that I wanted to pursue videography and filmmaking, so I figured I better treat the notes I was taking in my notebook almost like school. And since I had left college at that time, I had no real reason to be writing. But this reinvigorated that spark I had and made me realize a few things. I know we live in a very digital world these days, but me personally, I've always fell in love with the idea and process of journaling or taking notes in a physical notebook. I bought a pretty standard notebook with lined paper and wrote any and all notes I had regarding film and videography info from a full-time filmmaker. For some reason, writing down everything I learned seemed to allow me to more quickly grasp the ideas and info presented to me, even if I never went back to reread the notes. It's as if when I wrote it, it just stuck. I also began putting my life goals inside the notebook, along with any scripts for videos I had or financial notes. For me, something seems to just click once my ideas are out of my mind and finally onto the page. And there's actually some truth behind this. You're 42% more likely to achieve your goals if you just write them down. But it went beyond just that for me. Journaling my thoughts and ideas allows my mind to feel clear and sharp knowing that my ideas have been put somewhere in my notebook. When I begin writing ideas or stories that originally began in my mind, it starts to kind of just flow out of me like water. It's led me to creating some of my best work, whether it be a story I'm telling, shot list, or script/editing ideas for a project in the works. Writing down my candid thoughts as they are on the page and allowing the future me to dissect them has been therapeutic, and that's an understatement. It's great to be able to let go of the baggage weighing you down mentally while being able to revisit it when you're in a better or different mind frame. It's honestly a fantastic way to see how much you've grown or need to continue to improve. The argument can be made about the easier access to your information or notes if you have things written down online, but there's something really special and intimate about physically having a notebook. I've enjoyed buying cool looking ones and naming them Life, Film, Business Notebook Volume 1 through 3, and I often reflect on the process. Unless you lose the notebook, whatever you have in it will never be lost or deleted like files online. And as somebody in the creative space like myself, letting my ideas take form this way feels a lot more natural. Journaling has strengthened and streamlined my workflow. Even if I transfer the ideas online, they take form best with a pen and paper. The act of physically writing, I've also found, puts me into a sort of meditative flow state that I don't typically feel when I'm typing. I'm 100% in that present moment, engaging in the transfer and creation of ideas. The gift of being able to write and formulate my ideas with a pen and paper has allowed me to tap into deeper parts of my mind, achieve unique forms of mental clarity, sharpen and expand upon ideas or projects I've had to get them to the highest quality possible, reflect on old goals, ways of thinking, and lifestyle choices I've made, and allow me to feel like I'm already 50% closer to making things happen just by doing it. I'm not saying we should drop our MacBooks or PCs for a notebook and call it a day, but I do think there's something to be said about the beauty and simplicity of expressing your ideas in a way that's tried and true and that's worked since the beginning of time. The older I get, the more I realize there are reasons our ancestors did things the way they did and enacted certain customs in their lives to keep them organized and on track. And to put it simply, it's because they just work.